what kind of scenario we can see now in US market as far as we expected 75 basis point to 1% rate hike, and there is a 75 basis point rate hike. Now, what kind of expectation from the Fed? Do we see more rate hikes in this kind of aggressive side, or we can see now 25 or 50 basis point rate in coming policies?
Yeah, good morning. Yes, I think we will see a further rate hike. I'm not suggesting how aggressive it'll be, but I wouldn't be surprised to hit a 50 or 75 basis point in September. Remember a couple of things. We've got to see the data, how inflation is, how retail sales, GDP, and overall mood on Main Street is accepting these interest rate hikes, and whether the proactive stance from the Fed is going to have an impact to inflation.
Right. And what kind of scenario now we can expect on inflation side, as far as we've seen metal and commodity prices are going down now. So do we expect inflation is 9.1% is now top out, and we can now again focus on growth side?
Well, it's 9.1 now, but we've seen a move down as far as metals. We've seen food prices, though you've got to look at some of those grains. But we haven't seen energy prices come down. We've still got Brent crude at $108. I've got NYMEX crude at $99 a barrel. So, yes, there's still a lot of pain. India, have a look at emerging markets, what they're feeling as far as the price of petrol. That the main issue is you've got record high, well, not record high, but very, very high energy prices. And until we get that under control, I think inflation is going to go up even further than 9.1.
Okay, so now, Peter, one more great thing, which are the overall global equity market seeing now that if the inflation is now cooling down side, then what kind of expectation we can see on growth side? Do we see there is a growth in US economy, and other emerging economics are already doing well? So now what kind of expectation we can see from the mother market as far as we concern on the growth?
If inflation comes down, interest rates don't go any higher, and that's a big if, then I think you're going to see a return to growth across equity markets. I saw the NASDAQ up 4.4% overnight in New York. So, very, very strongly bid up after Fed Chair Powell has his comments. But we've got to get inflation under control. We've got to get growth to strong PMIs and strong retail sales. So if that happens over the next couple of months, then that's fantastic. And that will boost, naturally, economic conditions and, one would think, the price of the stock market. Okay.
And lastly, Peter, what kind of emerging market can expect from this update? Do we see fresh inflow in emerging markets?
Well, that's going to be debatable, because we've got to see as far as the attraction from those emerging markets. We've got to see what's happening as far as the flight to safety. If you get interest rates keep on rising, there could be a better return on bonds. And I think that a lot of investors at the moment are sitting on their hands just waiting to see what the Fed, what the ECB, what naturally the Indian Reserve Bank or the central bank and many other central bankers around the world are prepared to do over the next couple of months to get a clear, I think, indication where we see growth for the rest of 2022 into 2023.